Good morning everyone. This is Kailin Kamikawa. Last time, from Korea, no, all over the world, I talked about Japanese terrestrial television being watched on the internet. I was curious, so I tried it, how easy it was to watch. And it's free. Surprisingly, the screen recording function of the smartphone makes it easy to save. I thought for a moment, isn't it a little bad, is this? Well, Korea and China still seem to be anything. On the contrary, is it possible to easily watch Korean TV broadcasts from Japan? Koreans can watch Japanese TV, but Japanese can't watch Korean TV. This is a bit unfair, isn't it? So, it was a little interesting, so I checked it this time. But before that, I have to say a few words about the situation of Korean TV stations. I haven't been interested in Korean TV at all so far, so I checked this one as well. Looking at the number of TV stations in Tokyo, Japan, NHK is the only public broadcaster. Commercial broadcasters are Nippon TV, TBS, Fuji TV, TV Asahi, TV Tokyo. There are a total of 5 stations. If this is Seoul, South Korea, there are 3 terrestrial TV stations, KBS, MBC, and SBS. SBS is the only pure commercial broadcaster. Of these, KBS is a public broadcaster similar to NHK, but there are 2, KBS1 and KBS2. Furthermore, educational broadcasting is separated and divided into a total of 3, EBS Korea Educational Broadcasting. MBC is a semi-public and semi-private television station funded by the government and operated by the private sector. In other words, in Seoul, the ratio is 3 public broadcasters, 1 semi-public and semi-private broadcasters, and 1 private broadcaster. It is strange that MBC is semi-public and semi-private. This TV station was originally a commercial broadcaster based in Busan, in South Korea. During the military government in the 1980s, the then president, Chun Doo-hwan, we have implemented a policy for merger and abolition, policy that limits freedom of expression in the media. As a result, commercial broadcasting organizations were consolidated into the Korean broadcasting system. Korea's largest commercial broadcaster, Munhwa Broadcasting Corporation, has also been semi-nationalized. In addition, the opening of new broadcasting stations has also been severely regulated. Although privatized in the 1990s, 70% of the shares are still held by the state-owned Public Interest Foundation. This means that many people who live in South Korea are not informed. Therefore, the intention of the government may work on important business matters. In other words, a fairly biased broadcast has been spilled for some time. The media turned into a government-oriented brainwashing institution. I think that the reason why the anti-Japanese incitement is repeated is because of this area. And in South Korea today, television broadcasting is divided into 3 categories: terrestrial cable television and satellite broadcasting. In particular, cable TV is very popular. As of 2010, there are nearly 100 cable TV operators. As a major cable and satellite station, JTBC Jungang Ilbo System, it inherits the history of the former Tongyang Broadcasting. The related station in Japan is TV Asahi, Channel Adonga Ilbo System. For the time being, follow the flow of the former Toa Broadcasting. Chosun Broadcasting, TV Chosun, Chosun Ilbo System. Mail Broadcasting Network, Korea, Mail Business Newspaper. YTN News Bureau. However, all of them are repeating anti-Japanese broadcasts that are closer to the government. Obviously abnormal, it's just maskomi. Now, let's get back to the story and watch Korean TV online. South Korea has very developed internet technology, also called loose. If you are connected to the internet, you can watch Korean TV programs. However, we are restricting it so that it cannot be viewed from outside Korea. Speaking of how to judge that this is access from within Korea, it is restricted by IP address, Internet Protocol Address. An IP address is when you access an internet connection, it is assigned by the provider you are using. In short, the IP address is used to determine which country you are accessing from. There is only one IP address in the world, so if you check the IP address when you accessed it, it's easy to see from which country the access is coming from. On the contrary, it will be possible to determine the place of residence to some extent. Therefore, access denial by the country can be done by a very simple mechanism. Then, access control by IP address is how can you avoid it? In fact, you can disguise your IP address as something that is not the actual source of access. Specifically, set the IP address of your smartphone to South Korea. The easiest way to watch Korean TV is with a VPN connection. If you access via a VPN server in Korea, you will not be denied access to Korean TV. So what is a VPN connection? First, let's explain what a VPN is. VPN is an abbreviation for Virtual Private Network. In other words, create a virtual dedicated line in the Internet network. It is a method of secure communication. And VPN is more than just an IP address spoofing method, it's also the latest way to solve security problems. VPN can establish secure communication, so you can watch Korean TV with confidence. Some VPN connection services are charged, but they are also available free of charge. The most famous free VPN is the VPN Gate, released by the University of Tsukuba in Japan for research. This time, let's find and connect to a Korean relay server using the VPN Gate. When using VPN Gate first, access the VPN Gate site of the University of Tsukuba. Since VPN relay servers around the world are listed on the VPN Gate site, select the Korean VPN relay server from them. Select a Korean server from the above and select Add the URL of the server to the VPN connection application, OpenVPN. Let's see how to operate it concretely. 1. Download his app called OpenVPN Connect. 2. Access VPN Gate University of Tsukuba Public VPN Relay Server Project. https://www.vpngate.net/ja/3, click Open VPN configuration file on the Korean server with the Korean flag. Please choose only one in OVPN file with embedded IP address, click the Open VPN icon. 5. Click Download. 6. Click Open Next. 7. Click Open VPN. 8. Click Add. 9. Click Add. The Open VPN profile turns green. If the VPN mark appears next to the Wi-Fi 4G mark on the screen, the connection is complete. This completes the VPN connection. After watching, please turn off the VPN connection. With just this operation, you can watch on Korean TV site. The main sites are 1. AQstream https://aqstream.com/core/category menu right pointing arrow list of each station right pointing arrow click the station you want to watch, you can watch it at 2. Realtime TV https://realttv.com/top page, terrestrial broadcasting channel. Right pointing arrow click the name of the broadcasting station you want to watch right pointing arrow. Silsigan Yongsang 1. Silsigan Yongsang 2. Silsigan Yongsang 3. You can select either one to watch. Watching is at your own risk. Also, make a list by copying the URL of the TV program directly without going through the site. You can also access it by clicking from there. It will be convenient if you get used to it. So, if VPN is set up, it's really easy, without feeling guilty, and you can connect to a TV site in Korea. From the perspective of Japan, I'm honestly envious of this point. Copying is widespread in loose or sloppy places. However, it doesn't have subtitles, and it doesn't seem to be of much use to me. That's all.
저의 그랑데 AI 경험담 들어보실래요?
나한테 다 알아서 해줘.
다 알아서요?
다 알아서 해준다고?
진짜
세탁기랑 건조기가
다 알아서 해주니까. 비스포크 그랑